Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. I don't really talk like that, sorry. Tonight we're going to talk about feeding your piggies. The pigs are, well, a little complicated because on the outset it seems like there's a lot you need to do, but really, actually, it's not too awfully hard. Now you can see here, my pigs have made a mess. I'm gonna teach you how to clean up the pen and all that good stuff. What do pigs do? Well, they make bacon. I'm just kidding. So in the game, they serve one purpose. Two purposes actually. The first purpose is that they can make manure and slurry. The second purpose is that they multiply quickly, so you can establish a herd of pigs and then keep them at a certain number and sell off the excess. I would say probably about 100 pigs is good. Every day with 100 pigs, you should come out with maybe like 12 to 15 more pigs every day. This you take the pigs to sell them. You can either sell them directly. You'll lose some money if you do that. They're worth about $1,000 if you sell them from here. If you have your own animal trailer, you can deliver the pigs for about $200 more per animal. To see the pricing scheme, here's the pig pen. We're on Goldcrest, by the way. Each pig pen's a little bit different on different maps, but for this map in particular, the pig pen entrance is right here. You go in here and you press your activation button, and you can see there is our glorious piggy. We can pick sell and roll our mouse or whatever you use on your joystick, and you can see here that if we sold one pig, he's worth $1,200, and there's a delivery fee of $200. However, if you have an animal trailer, which I'll show you how to use in a little bit, you can actually deliver the pig. The big trailer holds 16 pigs. I don't know how much the small trailer holds. Let me take a look here. I don't think it tells you in the menu. No, because it changes per animal. They don't tell us what the number is. I think it holds 10 pigs, but it might only be like 8. Anyway, you might have to make more trips if you're going to use the Betamax. And on this map in particular, it might be worth getting the bigger trailer, because if you look at the map here, the sale point is Mary's Farm down in the bottom right, and you can see we're in the top middle section of the map. You're looking at a good, 6 or 7 minute drive round trip, maybe a little bit less, but it's going to be a lot of driving. So if you had 100 pigs and let's say you make 21 a day, at that point you can make 20, 21, 22, about $24,000 in pigs. So, I would say a good goal is to have about 100 pigs. And you can work your way up there, or you can do what we're doing on this farm, which is to let them naturally reproduce. If you look in your stats, you can see here the pigs. I'm going to show you the animal page here. You can see here I have 62 pigs. They're at 100% productivity because I've kept them fed on every level, and I haven't done a very good job cleaning, but none of my animals are clean. They need to all be cleaned. The productivity is 100%. They reproduce every 2 hours and 19 minutes. So in a 24-hour period, I get a little bit under 10 pigs, right? Yeah. So like 7 to 10 pigs extra every 24 hours. But that will continue to increase. The more pigs you have, the more pigs you make. So I'm thinking around 100 piggies, you might make a pig every hour or less. So just like maybe a little bit less. So like you might end up each day with like 15 extra pigs, which would be a great number actually for that trailer, because that trailer holds 16. So, right? Or does it hold 22? We'll find out. I'm talking out my butt. I think that only holds 16 pigs. So at 100, you'd be selling 16 pigs every day for $16,000 a day. Okay. Well, what do you need to do with these piggies? The first thing you could do, if you wanted to, without having to get crazy on feed, one way you could do it is to use this pig food in a bag. It's $1,400 for 1,000 liters. But then you're eating in your profits, right? The whole point is that you want to be able to raise the pigs and make money with them and make manure and all that stuff. So you're almost better off just growing the crops yourself, which is what we have done on this map. When I say we, this is my multiplayer server. So we have the different food groups here, and we'll go over it. The first thing we have is one type of, you can either have wheat or barley. So think of it this way. Oops, somehow I sped up time. You have to think of it in your head this way. You need one type of grain. So grains, wheat, barley, rye, oats, depending on the map that you have. Most standard maps only have wheat and barley, but you can also do any kind of grain. So if it could be eaten for cereal, you could do it. That's what you want to feed one type of. So think of it that way. This is the breakfast food, okay? Then we move up to our black crop. These are going to be the berry crops. So we have a canola berry, we have sunflower seeds, and or soybeans. So think of that. You wouldn't eat any of those for breakfast. So that's like, this is going to be like I call it the berry crop or the bean crop. You can see here, this is canola. It is actually little canola beans, canola berries they call them. Sunflower seeds or soybeans. Unfortunately, there's no easy thing to remember here. Here you can remember breakfast grains, puffed wheat. You eat grains for breakfast, right? But this is a little tougher. But you can just remember sunflower, soybean, canola. Those are the three that could fit here. Last but not least, the pigs are going to need a lot of corn. They eat a lot of corn. That's their primary food. So corn, period. This is not a substitute like corn and or. It has to be corn. So once again, breakfast foods, berries and beans, and last but not least, corn. Then you need to add some kind of starch. They like to either eat potatoes, or in this case we have sugar beets, which are sugary potatoes. They don't eat very many of these, but you need to have some on hand. What we did on my map to make it a little bit easier, I bought field number 21 down in the bottom left-hand corner by the shop, so it's right across the street. Whenever I start to run out of these, I plant sugar beets on that field. I then just rent a small sugar beet harvester. I harvest them, dump them on the side of the field, and I use, where is it? Oh, I'm in the wrong map here. Sorry. We're going to go over here to the belt system. I use the Grimm. I rent one of these RH 2460s. I use the front loader and dump the sugar beets into this unit, or I just load the harvester directly into that Grimm, and we lease it, so we don't have to buy it. And for a couple $1,000, I will get like a year's worth of sugar beets for the pigs. And it this unit here, this Grimm unit, palletizes them. That's where we got these pallets of sugar beets. So I just do that once a year, and I have a big bunch of palletized sugar beets. I throw them on the this guy, our cheap Flegel DPW 180. I throw a whole bunch of them on here and roll them over to the barn here and store them in there. And then we have our sugar beet. So that's how we feed the pigs. So you need a lot of this and a bit of each of these and just a little teeny bit of this. And that's how you feed them. So I'll show you how I do that at the end of the video. If you want the pigs to make manure and slurry, which you do, I think they make slurry anyway, but if you want manure, you're going to have to hit this right here. This is the straw pile that we've made. When we grew wheat, we just, baled the straw and brought it up here and stored it, because our pigs will need straw to make manure. Last but not least, they're going to need some water. Here we have the Aquatrans XL. This is all the stuff I'm showing you is stock stuff that's in the game. In fact, this is my multiplayer game, like I said, that we do the server on Saturdays. And I've kept it pretty straight up easy so that we don't have all these mods that people have to download. So we're using all just in-game stuff. Last but not least, over here, we'll go ahead and start doing the feeding so you guys can see how it goes. It's pretty easy. I've already got the forks on, so we're going to run over and grab some sugar beets. There are some sugar beets off to the side already. And I'm just going to drive over there and grab them and put them in. And so we're going to fill up the sugar beet category for the pigs. And then we'll clean up the corn and then get some more corn and put it in. I think the pigs, it's actually been a while. We didn't feed them since yesterday morning, so they actually need quite a bit of food. Actually, it might have even been a couple days since we fed them. Grab this, lift it up. And I'm going to come over here, and you should see this going in. Ta-da! And that was it. It put all those sugar beets in there. Now the piggies need a little more sugar beet. we're going to go ahead and do that. I'll grab one of these that's partway empty, and I'll probably just leave this crate out there, because what happens is if I keep it inside, you know, it's really hard to restack these. As you guys know, the physics are a little bit of a pain with the forks. They don't always work the way you want them to, like that. Okay, come on, slide down on the thing already. Ah, stupid freaking. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're gonna drive out. Yes. And I'm gonna put the sugar beets down. And that was it. So they're full now. They won't take any more. So you can see they emptied it out until it didn't want any more, and now we're just gonna dump this here, set it here. So that's how you feed them. Now look, if you look at the menu, oh, why did it change? What the heck? You can see here they have enough sugar beets. So 62 pigs take 1,700 liters of sugar beets, and you can see that's all the way up there. That's full. So really, all I got to do is you keep for each category, you just throw it in there, and there's 3 more categories plus straw. So I'm not going to show you feeding each individual thing, but we'll clean up the pen. You can see me put some corn in there. That's all they put out is corn. It's funny, they mess up their container by doing corn. Let's also give them some water here. So I usually just leave the water trailer parked here, unless I need to fill it. Now, you can fill it from the river. That's the cheapest way to do it. If you're wanting specific spring water for your piggies, the spring water's just up there. See that building up there on top of the hill? That's where you can get spring water from. It's filled up. And so if you're lazy and you just want to get the water from right there, but you got to pay for it, it's expensive. So, dang it, my speed went up again. Oh. I think the kid spilled something on my keyboard and the keys are jammed. I'll drop that right there. So let's give the pigs some straw so they can make manure. Or let's actually rub the back of the Kramer against the wall. All right, so I'm going to go get a straw bale. I'll be right back. Now, I will tell you, I do love the Kramer for this application. The Kramer is a very useful little vehicle. It's cheaper than buying another tractor. The downside is you can't really use it for anything else than servicing the animals. But when you have the pigs, especially the pigs, because they're pretty intensive, you know, you got a lot of stuff you got to do to keep the pigs happy. It's nice to have this little vehicle here that you can just hop into and feed them. And if you're, you know, frugal, you can use this Kramer and just leave a set of arm utensils at each location. So, like if you're, you know, leave a set of utensils down by the sheep, like a bucket and boop, maybe a hay loader so you can load hay. So there you go. The straw just went in. You don't have to put it over the fence. You just put it in this yellow area here, and that causes it to feed them straw. So they're happy now. Let's go ahead and clean up the pen so that they're clean, and you have to do it every day. So once again, I'd buy one of these. If you're rich, you could buy one for each of your animal farms. If you're like me and you don't have a ton of money, you could probably buy a lowboy or some sort of trailer to load them onto, and then just, you know, get a fast tractor and drive this thing around town to the different animal pens and use it to service your animals. Because the animals do need food and wassa every day. So I'm going to grab this and scoop all of this stuff up. We're going to pick up all the corn that's on the ground here, fill it up, and dump it out. There's still a little bit more there that needs to be cleaned up. It doesn't always get all of it. There you go. That just dumped into the pigs. They can eat. Don't overshoot it. If you overshoot, it's going to make a mess, and you're going to have to do some. It's going to get stuck in the pen, and then it'll be forever stuck there. So be careful not to overshoot the food bin. But it's pretty hard to do that. You have to really kind of try to do it. Ooh. Shizzle sticks. All right. And try not to drive up on here either, because you will get stuck. I get stuck on there all the time because I'm pressing the brake and I'm just not pressing hard enough. So that's it. They're clean. So we fed the pigs and clean. I'll give you one scoop worth so you can kind of see what it looks like. We're going to fill them up with, we'll do the corn the corn's actually the last. We'll grab some of our canola berries and feed them some canola. You can see it looks like it's complicated, but it does the mixing for you. If I bring, let's say I bring this canola bucket in there and I have too much in the bucket, well, it'll just stop emptying the bucket. It's not like I have to, like, oh no, I overfilled the canola. It's not like mixing the cow food. You can't overfill it. What happens is it'll just stop pouring into the bin. So as I pour this into the bin, when it gets full, it'll just stop and my bucket will stay like halfway full. I then return the remaining canola to the shed. Nope, see, we need more, so I'll go get some more. All right, here's another scoop of canola. Looks like I'm going to have to grow some more of all these crops because there, and it's full. So you can see here, even though my bucket's upside down, I still have 1,300 liters, 1,337 in my bucket. I can't dump any more out because it's full. Now, they can take more food. They can take more corn and more wheat, but they can't take any more canola. So if I look at my feeding, you can see here, my water is full, my straw is full, the canola is full, and the potatoes are full. All I have left to do are the corn and the wheat and the barley. So it's pretty simple. It's not, you know, I would return this canola. If I were you, I would return this canola, and let's go do that, to the shed, the storage shed. Now, that storage shed is a mod. That's one of like the 4 mods that I have on this map. So I would recommend a storage shed because I mean, you could use a shed like that over there too if you wanted to use that to dump crop into, maybe add a second one, and so you have 4 bins. But I like this one because you can close it up. But you don't have to have this building. I believe this building is available for the console. It's just under, you know, buildings in the mod section, so it's actually part of the game. It's an in-game mod. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you a little bit on figuring out how to tend and care for your pigs. There is some equipment cost, and you know, to get the sugar beets, you're going to have to rent, you know, the topper, the harvester, and the sugar beet. If you really want to get fancy, you can, you know, rent the sugar beet, the palletizer like we did. You don't have to do that though. You can just have a big pile of sugar beets too. You don't have to have it palletized. But I thought I'd show you how to take care of your pigs. It's really not that hard. It's just a matter of having the 3 different crop types. So anyway, have a great night, guys. If you liked what you saw, be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. If you really want to help the channel out and you like what you see, you can always throw me a donation. There will be a link in the description also on my home page, like on the My Channel page. You'll see a support link, and that takes you to my PayPal, and you can just send me a donation. I thank you to everybody who's donated in the past couple weeks. Once again, guys, have a great night, and thank you for watching. Bye.